The Formula One world has been rocked to its core. Just in the first day of F1 2026 pre-season shakedown testing at Barcelona has delivered a shockwave that I honestly didn't see coming. We're talking about an unprecedented display of dominance, a performance so staggering it has sent immediate panic through the paddock. This changes everything we thought we knew about the upcoming season, and it's only January 26th, 2026. You see, the behind closed doors 5-day event, where teams could run on 3 of 5 days, kicked off today, and one name is on everyone's lips: Isack Hadjar, piloting the brand new Red Bull RB22. Hadjar didn't just top the unofficial timesheets, he absolutely shattered them. His fastest lap, an unbelievable 1 minute 18.835 seconds, has left every other team scrambling for answers. This isn't just fast. This is a declaration of war. Let me tell you, the gap is what truly makes this story explode. Hadjar's time was a colossal 1.865 seconds ahead of Kimi Antonelli's Mercedes, who managed a 1 minute 20.700 second lap. Think about that for a moment. Nearly 2 full seconds on the very first day of testing. This isn't a small margin, it is a chasm. What they don't want you to know is that this kind of advantage, this early, is almost unheard of. I mean, I've been watching Formula One for decades, and what I witnessed today from Red Bull is nothing short of terrifying for the competition. This isn't just about a driver finding a rhythm. This is about a car, the RB22, that appears to be on an entirely different planet. The implications are staggering, not just for the drivers, but for the entire design philosophy that other teams have been pursuing for this new technical era. This is the truth about the F1 2026 season. Red Bull has drawn first blood, and it's a deep cut. Remember, today, January 26th, 2026, marked the debut of F1's new technical era. We're talking about major power unit and aerodynamic changes, a complete reset. Before testing began, many, including myself, had cautiously favored Mercedes, given their historical success with hybrid regulations. But here's what's just happened. Red Bull has turned that expectation completely on its head. The pre-test predictions, they're already in the shredder. This is just the beginning of the story. The real question that everyone in the paddock is asking right now is, how did Red Bull achieve this? What hidden innovation have they unearthed? And what will the rival teams reeling from this shock do to respond? The answers to these questions will define the 2026 season. Let's dive deeper into the raw data, because that's where the real story unfolds. Isack Hadjar, an F1 sophomore promoted from a strong 2025 Racing Bulls rookie season, showed incredible consistency, completed 39 laps in the morning alone, relentlessly lowering his best time to 1 minute, 19.106 seconds, before that final, earth-shattering 1 minute, 18.835 seconds. This wasn't luck. It was a calculated, relentless assault on the stopwatch, a clear signal of the RB22's inherent speed and the driver's immediate comfort. And get this, these incredible times were set in cold, damp conditions on slower tires. We're talking about 7 seconds slower overall compared to last year's Spanish Grand Prix pole position due to the new regulations and the track conditions. For Red Bull to find such a massive advantage when the track itself was not optimal, it makes their performance even more chilling. This isn't just a fast lap. It's a statement of raw, unadulterated potential. Meanwhile, Mercedes' Kimi Antonelli, despite setting the first official lap time of F1 2026 at 1 minute 31.772 seconds and improving to 1 minute 22.3 seconds, ultimately found himself nearly 2 seconds adrift. He led early, yes, but that quickly evaporated when Hadjar truly pushed. I can only imagine the pressure now building in the Mercedes garage, dissecting every data point, trying to comprehend this brutal early gap. The day wasn't smooth for everyone. Franco Colapinto in the Alpine triggered the first red flag at turn 1-2 exit. Then Gabriel Bortoleto in the Audi stopped at turn 10 apex due to a technical issue, which Audi has confirmed is under investigation. Liam Lawson in the Racing Bulls, formerly V-carb, caused the third red flag. These early stoppages highlight the immense challenge of the new 2026 regulations and how many teams are already struggling with reliability from the get-go. Only 7 teams actually ran on day one. Red Bull, Mercedes, Alpine, Racing Bulls, Haas, Cadillac, and Audi. Noticeable absences included McLaren and Ferrari, who opted to skip this crucial first day. Williams was out entirely, focused on virtual and other tests, and Aston Martin delayed their debut. This means the full competitive landscape isn't even visible yet, but for those who did run, especially Mercedes, this Red Bull benchmark is a terrifying reality they must now confront. Speaking of other teams, Esteban Ocon, driving for Haas, completed an impressive 67 laps in the morning session, clearly prioritizing mileage and reliability. This is a smart approach for a new technical era. But even for a team focused on its own program, seeing Red Bull perform on a completely different level must be a stark wake-up call. I believe every team on that grid is now re-evaluating their entire strategy after today's shock. So, how did Red Bull achieve this? The 2026 regulations involve a radical power unit overhaul. We're talking about a reduced internal combustion engine component and a massive increase in electrical power, pushing total output to around 1,000 horsepower. This shift places an immense premium on energy recovery and deployment strategies. Red Bull seems to have found a unique, highly efficient way to manage this complex hybrid system, giving them a monumental advantage. But it's not just the power unit. The aerodynamic rules have also seen massive changes. We're looking at smaller, more active aerodynamic elements designed to reduce drag and promote closer racing. Think about movable front and rear wings that can adapt to different situations on track. This requires an incredibly sophisticated understanding of airflow and vehicle dynamics. Teams like Alpine were already showing unique front wing designs with raised outboard sections and strakes in pre-test leaks. Red Bull, known for its aero genius, seems to have found a loophole, or perhaps an entirely new interpretation of these aero changes. Their RB22, which they officially revealed images of today, on January 26, 2026, ahead of its track debut, driven by Hadjar and Max Verstappen, looks menacing. I believe they've achieved an optimal balance between low drag on the straights and high downforce in the corners, something that has historically been the holy grail in Formula One. The actual 2026 Red Bull car, the RB22, seen today for the first time on track, is more than just a car. It's a statement. Red Bull appears to have achieved a near-perfect balance between straight-line speed and cornering grip under these new rules. This isn't just a slight edge. This is a fundamental design advantage that will be incredibly difficult for rivals to replicate. This is a testament to their engineering prowess, and frankly, it's terrifying for the rest of the grid. The unofficial timesheets from mid-morning already showed a 9.5-second spread among the 7 drivers. That's an astonishing difference, even for early testing. While Hadjar was flying, Gabriel Bortoleto in the Audi was slowest at 1 minute 25.296 seconds, having suffered that technical issue. Valtteri Bottas in the Cadillac was also towards the back at 1 minute 24.651 seconds. This wide margin confirms that some teams are simply struggling to adapt to the new technical challenges, while Red Bull has seemingly hit the ground running at full throttle. Even McLaren, who skipped this first day of track action, released renders of its 2026 MCL40 today, also on January 26, 2026. Their design features a distinctive nose, echoing some of the concepts we saw back in 2014. But I have to ask, are these renders already obsolete? Are they already behind the curve, having not had their car on track to directly compare against Red Bull's incredible pace? The pressure is immense, and they haven't even turned a wheel yet. So, What does this mean for the rival teams? Mercedes, Ferrari, and McLaren are now facing an existential crisis. Do they stick with their current development paths, hoping to find similar gains, or do they immediately pivot, potentially sacrificing months of work? This kind of early dominance can force teams to scrap entire design concepts. It will impact resource allocation, with engineers working overtime to understand Red Bull's secret. The psychological blow across the paddock is undeniable. The testing continues through January 30th, 2026, for a total of 5 days. Every single session now becomes a desperate scramble for data, a frantic search for answers. Will other teams manage to close the gap? Will Red Bull reveal even more pace? I predict we will see some radical changes and frantic updates from other teams in the coming days, perhaps even before the next official test. This is a game of high-stakes poker, and Red Bull has just gone all in on day one. So, what does this all mean? The data from Barcelona's day one is undeniable. Red Bull's RB22, with Isaac Hadjar at the wheel, has not just set a benchmark, it has ripped up the rulebook. I believe we are witnessing the very beginning of a new era of dominance, or at the very least, a season where every other team starts at a significant, terrifying disadvantage. This is the new reality of F1 2026. And let's not forget the elephant in the room. Max Verstappen, the four-time world champion, hasn't even stepped into the RB22 yet. Imagine the pace when he does. His ability to extract every last tenth from a car is legendary. If Hadjar can achieve this, what will Verstappen unleash? The thought alone must send shivers down the spines of his competitors. This is a truly terrifying prospect for the rest of the grid. The next few days of testing, through January 30th, are now more critical than ever. Every session, every lap, every piece of telemetry will be scrutinized by every single team. This isn't just about finding pace anymore. It's about damage limitation, about understanding how to even begin to close this colossal gap. The pressure on engineers, strategists, and even drivers is now immense, and it's only the first month of 2026. Can Mercedes, Ferrari, or McLaren respond to this? History tells us that in Formula One, a big advantage early on can be incredibly hard to claw back. The sheer scale of Red Bull's performance suggests they have understood these complex new regulations fundamentally better than anyone else. It's not just a quick fix. It's a deep-seated design philosophy that has paid off in spades and that makes it incredibly difficult to counter. The long-term implications are clear. This early dominance could shape the entire 2026 championship, potentially even before the first race. Teams might be forced into aggressive, high-risk development cycles, diverting resources from future projects just to keep up. This isn't just a race for points, it's a race for survival in the cutthroat world of Formula One. The stakes have never been higher, and Red Bull has just set the bar impossibly high. So, as the sun sets on day one of F1 2026 testing in Barcelona, one thing is certain. Red Bull has fired a shot across the bow that has echoed around the entire motorsport world. We'll be watching every single moment as this story unfolds, bringing you the breaking news, the analysis, and what this truly means for the biggest sporting spectacle on the planet. This is going to be an unforgettable season.